is that this was the one lie that truly did make our late and wonderful monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, told, allegedly, by Meghan Markle, the most hurt. As ever though, what are we talking about? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. That's right, behind me a beautiful red telephone box. Not working, so many of them aren't now. They're just basically there for, tourists, props, that sort of stuff. It's a shame, isn't it? Because I know up and down the country, I don't know what it's like wherever you are in the part of the United Kingdom, some of them have been turned into usable things. I remember one guy, in fact, turned one of them into a coffee station outside Eastbourne Pier. But shall we say he wasn't as entrepreneurial as possibly he could have been, and so I don't think it's there now, but at least he put something to good use. I think these would be very good sort of free library things, where you could just put books where people could borrow them, swap them and bring them back. Is it just me? As ever, let me know what you think in the comments below. This particular royal story is very sad in many respects, because as we know, when Meghan Markle says things, there's not too much of an element of truth in it. Well, there may be. It could be her truth. Seemingly she lives in a different planet, and planet Meghan is the one that she wishes to believe in. Obviously, totally understand that. But you see, when you say things particularly to a worldwide audience, it's very difficult, isn't it? You have to prove them. That's the tricky bit, And if you recall back, it must have been very difficult as well for our late and wonderful monarch to listen to that terrible interview that both she and, of course, the former royal known as Prince Harry gave to Oprah Winfrey. I think, that was the hardest bit, in fact, for anyone really within the senior members of the monarchy, because it was just pitted with lies, wasn't it? Now, the one that really did make a cruel embarrassment for our late and wonderful monarch was the one where both Harry and Meghan claimed that they had had a secret wedding 3 days before that spectacle. The bigger problem that Meghan calling it a spectacle with senior royals was the fact that this is how we celebrate our monarchy through, sadly, deaths, births and marriages. It really is our moment to say we really support you, this is what we think of you. So for Meghan to deride it as just some throwaway plot that she wasn't too bothered about, but seemingly was more interested in a backyard 5-minute celebration, was very difficult, particularly for Her Majesty the Queen. But more so was, and I've been told this by a very good source, the actual meeting following that with the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby. If you recall, he had to come out and basically say there was no secret wedding. Right? He said that there was no secret wedding. So she's proven to have not told the truth, but of course carried on with that narrative. Oprah Winfrey never bothered to fact check anything, didn't bother to ring Lambeth Palace and say, how true is this? She simply took their word. Or perhaps, given her the benefit of the doubt, she hoped that that would simply just become headlines and perhaps, as they say in that term, hang themselves, which they did. But according to that good source, that was the very most difficult thing for our late and wonderful monarch, because it was up to our brand new king, King Charles III, to smooth the path over. So embarrassed, allegedly, was the late monarch. It must have been incredibly embarrassing, mustn't it, for someone of her stature, our late monarch. 70 years on the throne, an impeccable record, done nothing wrong, and then had to go and virtually apologise for the misgivings of someone that she'd really only known for a nanosecond, and that they were allowed to say such things to a worldwide audience. As ever, I'd love to know what you think to this particular story in the comments below. I think you can tell my thoughts. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.